Yeah, it's with power of the tongue, and you really. I wished him bad, and then he ended up, well, getting in a bad spot. I mean, he's dead. You know, he was only 35, and I was angry with him because I had no money. Uh, so I started begging on the street with the guys. And it ended up where he got greedy about his position because I was making a little bit more money than him. So we got into a fight, and I told him, like, yeah, next time you talk to me like that, I'll fucking kill you. And he ends up dead. So I felt, you know, verbally responsible because, yeah, he drank a lot, and not to badmouth him, but he had an epileptic attack. And when you do that, when you have that and you start drinking, it doesn't become better. And I learned about the fragile part of us and the power of, well, the tongue. It's a double-edged thing because no one chooses to end up on the street. Everyone chooses how you end up behaving on it, though. And like zoning out of technology and being zoned out from everyone and just like remembering what it's like to have fun with a genuine person like Marietta again, it's you almost feel guilty. Like, I'm not comparing apples and oranges here, but I had really hoped that Gaga would have, if he was going to die, have done in different circumstances. And like I said, I wished him bad, and you know, I feel sad because of it. I mean, I have no more cries to tears, pardon me, to spend anymore. But it's not. I would have wished him better. And the thing is, I've known him for as long as I've been here. I've known him for as long as I have been around here, and yeah, as many times that he said, you're my brother, and he once said to me that, I want to be a warrior like you, and I don't feel that way. And even Marietta, when I told her that story, is like, do you find it bad when people call you that? And I'm like, no, but it's also like I just survived and lived through. Like, I was too stubborn to not live life happy the way I know I was meant to. And I kind of feel the short term would be selfish, but I don't feel selfish. But it's kind of like I wish more people would have had like spiritual battles. We all have them, but it's like battle after battle, and you really thought like, well, where is this? Where is my in this? And I've met an Italian family, and I've known the man himself for a very long time. I'm not going to mention his name, that'll be for another time. But we always enjoyed each other's company, and he invited me out to eat and meet his family. And the daughter's just a treasure. She's a real treasure. And, I met everyone in the family, minus the oldest daughter. And the wife came by, and we had fun. We talked a lot, and I kind of look at that and it's like, well, that's the family I want to create. That's the family I want to have. But it's also like, oh, I wish I had that family dynamic when I was growing up. And it doesn't matter. Look, everyone here has problems. Everyone has like this hurdle they need to get over to, at least for the people I want to know and have gotten to know. But it's also like, well, you know, you you know that those kids, when I look at them, like, they're gonna have the best childhoods. They're gonna have the best childhoods because everyone's happy, and they've all been through hurdles. And I sleep in a cave, and it's like, okay, it could. It's not. It's not as good as I want it to be, but it could be worse. I've been through worse. I've passed through the worst. So there's a lot. I got this new phone, which I got from a person that I helped because I found their phone, and then he was looking for his driver's license, which around here they say carretera, and I went out looking. He found his carretera, and he said, "Well, when I get back, I'll get you a new phone." And he got me this new phone, and it's not doesn't have a lot of memory, but at least I can work again. And I'm like, except I can't get into my email for some reason. So that's gonna be the hurdle right now. So without the email, like you can't do shit. And like I'm filming this from an Android phone. So I still have to figure out how to work through that because I used to be an iPhone guy, and it doesn't really help to be an iPhone guy anymore. I'm kind of figuring it out. Everyone uses Android. Everyone uses Samsung or some form of that type of software. So I'm like, okay, then we're just gonna work with that. And I'm gonna meet Marietta again tomorrow, and we'll see what she wants to do because it's 7 November. She'll be here on 12. Oh yeah, that even also like I didn't even remember the day or the hour. Like it really like it was a month and a half, but without like technology to even remotely guide you, it felt almost like 3 years. Like it sounds very exaggerated, but when you deconditioned yourself of everything, it really becomes like, oh, like it seems so seamless. And I've went through all the mindsets. Like I've had visions, I've had nightmares, I've had, some people will call them hallucinations, but it was more like, oh, these are just things I'm going through. Because oddly and luckily enough, when you are a creative soul, because I was the guy that said he would never do drugs, and like I've done pretty much in the 5 years I've been homeless, I've done not every drug, but I like every variant of every drug known to man, and I'm like, yeah, there were just certain things that people would tell me about effects that they have of taking certain drugs and medicine, and it just my mind or my spirit never went there. It's a blessing. It's great. I also know it could have ended up a very different direction if I wasn't the guy I was, but yeah, it's been real. And yeah, of course, on an island, you get people talking, or people get to talking about you. And look, I don't know if you can see where is. So yeah, I kind of been walking up and down this where the car's going. Like I've been up there for every. I've been going up and down there for a while, and people they thought I was being useless. I wasn't working, or I was just biding my time. But I'm always in deep thought, and lo and behold, when you are trying to work out through your traumas, you get in a lot of deep thought. So it's not like, yeah, it's not like I was wasting my time or I was being useless. It's just I'm working on my trauma. And I don't want to be in groups that, just want to have you around for the sake of you being in a group. Because I've been through that when I was a teenager, and nothing is worse than having a bunch of people around you and you still feel alone. So I'm like, yeah, I'm not a group guy. And there have been people that, because I've been hanging out with Marietta, and, not to sound demeaning, but, she's a big girl. And all of a sudden, because people saw me hanging out with her, oh, he must like all big girls, or I must be nuts. Or it's like, no, I like her for who she is. And even around here, people still are finding it kind of a miracle that you can talk to girls and, as a guy and not expect anything out of it. So, like, if the energy is good, if I vibe with you, if I feel like, hey, this is solid, like, I work with you, I work out with you, and I vibe, And we're all just finding to our rhythm. Like I said, even today, still things don't work out sometimes. So I've had my fill of energy drink. I've had my fill of nicotine. I've had my fill of pretty much everything bad because, yeah, 5 years on the street is gonna do a number on you. You know. So as I sip my iced tea Melocton, which you can get around here for 95 cents. Worst things you can do for 95 cents, but so I'm happy with my choices. I'm happy also because this is like the first healthy choice I've made in a while. Oh. Salud. And yeah, just looking forward to showing everyone the more lustrous vibes of the island. Because I feel right at home, even though I haven't moved a lot. Like, I'm thinking about a change of scenery and moving more up north, but I guess I'll wait until Marietta leaves because she'll be here on like 12th of November, and it's the 7th today, if I'm not mistaken. So I have loads of work to do, not just this video, because yeah, a month and a half makes it feel like 3 years. You feel like you've lost a lot, and like I said, I've looked up certain pages. I've looked up like I said, my Gmail is shot, so I can't even get into my Instagram. I can't get to Facebook. I can't do barely anything. But I got a phone, and I can work. That's best I can hope for, and I'm happy. So I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna make a video later about, well, long story short, there's a Venezuelan man, elder gentleman I've been talking to, and we always vibe very well. You know, he's very spiritual. You know, him of the more older religion. I'm just more of the like happy Buddha guy. And I found out some things recently, but you know, that's a video for another time. Anyhow, we're talking about, you know, island life, and I grew up an island guy my entire life, so I'm used to certain things that go on in island life, and one of them happens to be gossip. But that's a detail for the next video because, yeah, there are certain fantasies that people have about island life that, if you haven't been to this life before, it's gonna shock you. But anyhow, it's been like 20 minutes now, and I'm going to work. So guys, like, share, subscribe, do a lot more if you want. But yeah, do that. Thank you. Bye.